Welcome to episode 12 from Smart Stupid Stuff. Today I'm here with Robert Tucci and Elias Martinez. We're going to be talking about video games. We're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about live, what's productive, what's not. Spoiler alert, nothing's productive. Shout out to Corey Harpin, our number one listener. Check him out on Everyday Eternity on YouTube as he journeys through his weight loss and uses this cool equipment which he punches things. It's really cool. Check him out on YouTube. Shout out to Soul Therapy with Randy and Kendall podcast with our friends. Hope you guys enjoy our episode today.
Nothing is childish.
You think
I haven't played video games since high school, man.
You don't like video games?
It's not I don't like video games. I get home so busy and like from work and all the shit I gotta do.
This is
like,
the video game master.
I don't know. Oh, you're.
Are we recording?
We're rolling, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So video games.
Yeah, I haven't played video games since. Last game I played was Gear of War.
When you played it here?
Huh?
You played it here.
I don't remember if I played it here. No, but I was really into it. Like for,
Oh.
I think that was back in 2008. And then I like after I don't know 5 years, I work at the guy that created or he was part of the game system. I don't know.
Yeah, Epic Gaming, they made that
Yeah,
here.
yeah. In front of
Epic
his house,
Games,
he
sorry.
has like a huge statue of one of the characters from Gear of War. It was pretty cool.
So they actually sold Gears. So Epic Games started Gears, and they sold Gears of War to Microsoft on Gears of War 4.
Mm-hmm.
I never played Gears of War in my life. I grew up playing video games. My parents got me the first Nintendo, the original Nintendo, and I played it. Then my aunt got me a Super Nintendo. I played it a lot. Then I got a Nintendo 64, played it a whole bunch. Moved to the U.S., stayed with my uncle, and my cousins had a huge problem with video games. They play World of Warcraft on PC. And this is back in 2002, 2003.
Well, so World of Warcraft came out in 2004, but
Well, okay, so perfect. 2004. That's when I moved with them. And I am not here's what happened. They did not play video games.
mm-hmm.
I brought in a burnt, illegal copy of Diablo that a Korean guy gave me in high school.
Diablo 3
I don't want to. Yeah, I think it was Diablo
or
3.
maybe 2. I can't remember.
But so I bring Diablo is this is all computer games, right? And we start playing it. They had a PC, and we played it on their PC. Then they like really liked it, and then somewhat escalated into them playing WoW. Do you know about WoW, Elias?
No.
It's a fucking game in which you get. The easiest way to describe it is that the game is designed to make you addicted to the game.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty funny that a man who has never played World of Warcraft in his life.
Oh, I'm afraid. I am afraid of playing World of Warcraft.
is describing it right now.
Well, and Tucci's played a lot of World of Warcraft, so you know. But I know that game is so. You go into this world.
Yeah. Okay.
It's open world. You pick whether you're gonna be a good person or a bad person. Within being a good person or a bad person, like there's not a good or bad, but there's two main groups. Two factions.
The Horde and the Alliance.
Okay. No need to get technical. And then you become either a bad person or a good person. And then within those, you can be a hunter, you can be this, and you can be that. But once you're in the world, you're like there. And there's missions you can do, and you partner up with people, and you could go, whatever. People get married in the game. It's a super immersive thing. I've heard that they've hired like social psychologists to make it the most addictive possible. There's a $14 a month membership,
50.
but 15, and it went up.
It went up since 2004.
But my cousins got to, it turned me off from video games. So I got completely away from video games, and for years I just never played. When you met me before, I mean, we grew up together in high school. Yeah. You never saw me play video games.
No, we used to play like FIFA every now and then.
Yeah, but it was very casual.
Yeah, it wasn't something like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. You're still playing.
Right,
yeah,
but I grew
nothing like
up
that.
playing, so I really liked video games. So I just sort of got turned off. I saw the effect of that, dude. My cousins would stay up to like 6 in the morning, huge fights with their parents, not go to school, just because they had some sort of raid that was happening.
Something that comes to my mind is like, you were like, why you don't sell this stuff? Because they were able to
Mhm.
achieve chapters, and you're like, you can
Oh, yeah.
sell like your goals, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
most
No,
of
you
the
can
stuff.
sell your character for thousands of dollars, dude. So if you the person that you started, if you developed it, then you could eventually say, hey, I'm gonna sell this shit, and somebody would pay you thousands of dollars because it took you hours and hours to build them, and you could actually sell your character for a lot of money. And but didn't you fucking sell it and then you got it back? Just hold on to the story.
I sold multiple characters.
Yeah.
Just that.
So I would tell my cousins you should sell that shit, and they were like, nah. I'm too in love with it. Like, I don't want to sell it. But so I turned off from it. Then I never went back. Then years went by, and I started dating Stacy. And one Christmas, I was actually on this kick. I was listening to this fucking crazy guy online, the Ty Lopez guy that's on the YouTube videos. Devin got me to listen to him.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Ty Lopez?
Yeah, I know Tyler.
He was like, you can have a Ferrari or whatever. And I was just like, oh, yeah, totally. I want. So I started listening to him, and I paid $60 to listen to all his fucking videos. But they were like motivational videos because, like he had some cool shit, and I was feeling it. So I was like, he was like talking about like you should read a book a day. Any minute that you have something open, you should be able to do this. But then you should be investing your time into something that gives you something in return. And then fucking Stacy got me an Xbox for Christmas.
Fucking Stacy.
Now, so my wife now got me an Xbox, and I know it was an Xbox because something told me it was an Xbox. So I measured the
He
box.
measured it.
I
He
measured.
weighed the box while it was still wrapped, and then he Googled how much does an Xbox weigh.
So I found out. So I knew it was an Xbox, and I remember being super annoyed, like, "Oh man, I'm gonna fucking get addicted."
How old were you when this happened? Waiting for Santa Claus?
I was 29 or 30. I don't know. That was long, but anyways, it was a great time.
You
But-
waited till the next day? Or you waited like at 12?
Oh no, I
12
knew.
at night.
I knew weeks before, but I didn't want it because I didn't want to start playing video games
Okay.
again. I would play casually, but this was gonna make a difference. So where I'm getting with this is I didn't get addicted until I started playing Gears of War 4. I never played any of the other Gears of War, but I played Gears of War and I started playing online, and ever since I've been playing almost every fucking
You
night.
like The Witcher, though.
The Witcher was great, but see, The Witcher, GTA, all those games, you get to a point in which you're done with the game. There's really nothing else you could do. But World of Warcraft online gaming, you're never done. There's always something. They keep it fresh. There's Christmas time. It's awesome, dude. I love it. You're like, you have something to look forward. There's a new season coming out, new characters.
Something to look for.
Like, yeah, fuck reality. I want to live in this game, bro.
Fuck that
I have
noise.
everything I want.
Everything I need is here.
Everything I need, everything I want. I can kill people here. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
I can build my own place.
But I have been playing a lot of Fortnite, and now my biggest dilemma is the Gears of War 5 came out, and I'm having to split my
When's the
time.
last time you played Fortnite?
Last night.
Man, I haven't played video games so long. Sometimes I download Pool A on my phone and I played it, and then I feel like it's taking too much time, and I just delete the app.
But
No,
here's-
serious. Like I feel like this is
but for most
it's
people,
fun. Yeah, but
video games are a waste of time, right? That's the consensus. But I saw it was a TED Talk. This lady was talking about how there's a lot of benefits from playing video games
like
when it comes to being able to dexterity, brain function. It helps with like memory and a lot of different things. People who play video games typically have higher IQ tests. People that play a lot of video games do. Problem solving. I don't know. I think it's everything. Like anything, you have to be smart and play it in moderation.
Okay.
And you only have a certain amount of time in which you can do things. And I don't know.
Yeah.
So here's the big question. Right this second, would you rather be playing Fortnite or doing this podcast?
I prefer being here with you guys, and that's the thing. I can make those decisions. When I was growing up with my cousins, they could not make those decisions.
See, when I was playing WoW,
You couldn't make those decisions, right?
I would rather be playing WoW than doing anything
So you-
else. Literally anything else.
So you played a lot when you were younger, huh?
Yeah, in high school.
How much would you say you played?
God.
See, WoW is weird, man. We should get Elias to play WoW and see what happens.
I never heard of that one.
World of Warcraft? You heard of World of Warcraft?
Oh, okay.
It's-
okay.
they-
That's
WoW
wild,
is the big is the
Okay, okay.
So, I mean, there would be some days where I would get home from school at like 3 or 4, right? Maybe even earlier. And then I wouldn't get off until 3, 4 a.m. Like, it's...
and you would jump right in.
I think that's like is it a habit?
It's a habit. Yeah. Yeah.
You just get, it's like a routine, you know. This is what I do. That just
Well, there's more
come
to
over
it because
here
there's like reward. So I think something with the brain works on reward and keeping and like getting more.
yeah.
And this game is you start at level 1, and it's very grindy. You have to do a lot. You know, I've never played the fucking thing, but I know I would like it. It's very grindy, so you have to like you do a lot of different things, and you get to level 2, 3. But if you get to level 60 or 90 or 100, it was a lot of work. So there's a lot of reward for that. Also, you can find items like a weapon. You can find a sword that like nobody else has. So like you're the only one that has a sword that looks like this in the game. So if they see you with the sword, like other people are playing, they see, oh look at that guy has that yellow sword. That's sweet.
I don't know.
Yo, but that's like, think about it. Like when you're driving around in a car and it's a nicer car, that plays on those
So,
emotions, right?
Just to like give you an idea of how, like, I guess the addictive elements of this game, right? So, primarily what I would be doing is raiding, which is, back in the day, 40 people in one raid, which is like a place you go to kill bosses, right? So think of like Mario, where you're killing Bowser. That's a boss. But in WoW, it's like you're killing 8 or 9 or 10 of these bosses. And each boss drops certain loot or items that you can use to customize your character and improve your damage output, your healing, your damage absorption for tanks, stuff like that. But there would be certain items that would have like a 1 or 2% drop rate. And to make matters worse, each of these raids would reset every week. So you could only kill these bosses and get loot every week. 1 to 2% drop rate for a 40-person raid.
So that means that you had to split it with 40 people if something cool came out. So who would get it? Whoever picked it up quicker?
No, so like there's a loot system in the game where like you have a master looter and then you can like roll for those items, right? So like there's different ways to.
So they made it so that it was very it was very hard for you to get certain items, so they would engage you more.
Very difficult.
Just the human brain works like that. Like what is?
And then you would probably wait for 5 days pass by, so this is the new chance to get that.
Did you ever
item.
die and not able to finish?
Oh, all the time.
And
I mean,
then-
so
and then you had to start the next. You couldn't just start again. You had to come the next
right.
time.
These bosses are very difficult, and that's what makes it so rewarding at the end when you finally, after days of 40 people.
Wait, days?
Yes.
So you won't go to
Days.
sleep in a day?
Well, no, but you would work for like 6 or 7 hours to get this one boss down, right? And then after repeatedly failing, you would return the next day to try and like get him down, right? And then finally, after all of that work, you would finally get it down. And then you have like 3 items of loot to distribute.
3.
And then you would like keep doing that week after week,
Oh
right?
my god.
But here's the thing. It would get easier. It would get easier because the new loot that you got made everybody cumulatively better.
Given that you play with the same people.
Right. Exactly. That's why guilds were so important. Because guilds are kind of like a community that you set up in the game, like small communities. Think of it like like a school or whatever, like where you go in and like everyone knows each other and like you can schedule stuff for your guild. So like guilds would run raid groups and like it'd be the same people returning week after week. So like after a couple weeks or a couple months, people would get geared from the loot and it would get easier. So
That's fucking nuts, dude. What do you think about that, Elias?
No, I just really think video games are just a waste of time. To be honest, man, because I know it was very rewarding, but at the end of the day, what is it? Is it negative and positive combined together in a PC, giving you something? It's like magnets.
But think about it, like,
giving you a picture and making you feel so good. But at the end of the day, you walk out of the computer and you have 4 hours less of life.
Well, you have. Well, let me ask you this: if you go,
I don't know, man. I was a guy that never got very into any games.
Yeah.
That much. Oh, there was one in Facebook, Farmville, something like that.
Yeah.
And I used to love going there, Farmville and things like that, and put plants. And they were like, "Oh shit, I got so much plant." But then I was like, "I'm gonna delete this shit because it's just a waste of time."
So imagine Farmville on steroids, and that's World of Warcraft.
No, but let me ask you this: so let's say that you go play. Okay, so you could say that about any activity, right? So you can't focus. So okay, let's say you go play soccer. You get football, un futbolito.
Yeah. At least I'm doing exercise.
Yeah, at least you're exercising. But you can argue that you're exercising your brain. But here's what comes along with that is that...
Well, at the end of the day, do you ever have time to exercise your brain? Because most of the time you spend so much time playing video games.
No, but you would be exercising your... You would. I think that there are certain aspects of video games that make you exercise your brain.
Yeah.
Because you're having a problem solve,
yeah.
And coordinate with other people, and you're playing with groups of people, and you're coordinated with other human beings. Now, the internet makes that shit weird, man. The internet makes things where, like, having friends and interacting with people is weird. Because people, like, even to this day, 2019, I'll play a video game, and if I'm in a lobby and I'm waiting, somebody will be just saying the N-word for no reason.
The what?
The N-word.
Okay.
Be like, why? What the fuck are you saying that? Like, no reason. It's just like, because there's no consequences. So the interactions with you, so it's almost harder to like have a really good connection with somebody online because there's such trolls. Like, people just want to get a reaction out of you. But you are making those friendships and camaraderie over. I guess at least
I guess because nobody's judging you for what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like you're just playing a video game and
no consequences.
you just being yourself and you're like, I don't care if you like me or not. Just delete next and that's it, right? If they don't want to play with you, is that
Right.
that easy?
Yeah, it's
Or if
crazy.
they don't connect at the same time you connect, then you meet up people with different type of the words, like all different scenarios.
Yeah, sometimes you'll never see him. So, like, if you're in a lobby and it's not even... So sometimes you're waiting for the game to start.
Okay.
And it's just an open mic.
Okay.
And, like, PUBG is this way.
But how many people will be like on an open mic?
Like, in PUBG, before you start,
Mm-hmm.
they took it off because it was just a bunch of racist slurs. But you would sit on a lobby before the game starts, 100 players.
Okay.
And they would leave the mic open, and it was supposed to be like a cool interaction. And it turned into like people going, "Fuck you, motherfucker! What's up? I'm gonna fuck you up!" And then like, and like they would just say like this guy's just like, and like, you know, I don't want to say it because you can't say that word, but it's just he repeats that over and over again, and you're like,
Till
what?
the game starts.
And I'm like,
Well, imagine right now we have a hard time over here. Like one to be quiet and the other one speaks. If we're like, only like 3 people here,
yeah.
imagine 100 people with one
No,
mic.
but they're saying things that are fucked up on purpose, like the most fucked up things. Didn't that guy once say over here like the most fucked up thing ever? Remember when he wrote that shit there? Like, I was fucking my daughter, and I don't know, some fucked up shit like that. And I was like, what? Like, it's only the internet. You cannot get this human interaction with anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't go to a random person. I mean, some people would, but I guess for the most part, you wouldn't go to a random person on the street and be like, say some fucked up shit like that.
Yeah.
Nobody would say that.
You don't
Well,
think so?
so most of the people that you like interact, I guess, is like kids, right? 16, 17-year-old kids, or they're like
No,
old
sometimes it's grown-ups, bro.
people? Yeah. The ones talking shit too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some, like, fucking dude in his house by himself, that is probably pissed off.
The incels. You know what those are?
Huh?
The incelibates.
No, what does that mean?
They're involuntary incelibate, which means that they can't get sex.
That's such a funny way to put it. The incelibates. Have you seen that thing? Remember that
sorry, it's involuntary celibate.
Celibate. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, you can get pussy. Just kidding. Do you remember that thing that they had for a while on the internet that you would have a camera that would randomly pair you with somebody?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was I can't remember the name of it.
And but it was like, and they still have it, but it turned into mostly guys pointing the camera to their dicks and jacking off because it was like anonymous. So like it's like roulette, right? So like you would get on the thing and you would like click a button and you could be. The idea was awesome. Like, oh, you're gonna talk to people all over the world. You're gonna meet new people, and there's you have to have a camera on. That idea is awesome. I love that idea. Like, can you imagine? Like, oh, I'm talking to somebody from whatever, and I think they still have one, but it's still mostly people walking off. We should do it right now to check it out.
We should what? Right now.
Open that up and see what shows up. I mean,
to put the camera up.
I haven't been
Martin, what should we open up right now?
the camera. The
please don't start doing this in front of us, man. Just do it yourself.
You guys are being weird. Like, you act like you never seen anybody else jack off before. Don't be weird. What is that called, though? You remember?
Look, we're just three men right now doing a podcast.
No need to make it awkward. Obviously, I'm not going to share it on screen, but we should definitely look it up and see what comes up. But what do you think they get off of, like, just pointing that camera to their dicks and whacking out? Exhibitionists.
They think it gives them power.
Oh, yeah?
Because they don't have power in their normal life, right? They feel completely powerless. So any sort of, like, thing that they can do to, like, demonstrably change someone else's life that they can't, like, take back or whatever, they think that gives them some sort of power.
So you think...
What's up with the power? Everybody wants power, man.
I know, man. Chill. You think video games are a waste of time? What do you think about sports, Tucci? Because you like sports, right?
I love sports.
Okay, what kind of sports?
I just like soccer, to tell you the truth, man. I don't watch any other.
Okay, well, that's... Okay. But, like... Okay, my opinion.
Here we go. You don't like sports?
Go, man. You don't like sports?
Well, I like certain sports. I don't like football.
Okay.
Not soccer football, but like American football, The reason I specifically don't like American football is because it has gotten so corporate. And it's gotten to the point where nobody cares about the players anymore. And granted, they make millions of dollars. So.
But there are like so many players, man, in football. Like 50 players? How many players? Like, they always remember one player or two players, right, on the team? Mm-hmm. Oh, they know all of the players.
People that get into this, they know everybody.
Yeah, they know the 50 players.
Oh, yeah. No, it's insane. I mean, they have backbenchers for days.
I really think it's like a lot of players.
It's too many fucking players. Yeah, they're like, oh, do you know Copper Cox? He's got like 3 passes last time.
Dude, they probably have
now he's got 4 passes. He's really fucking improving.
They probably have shadow teams.
Yeah, but it makes and then the other things like paying all these sport guys. I don't know. No, so much money, I guess, it moves from the game, so it might be.
Well, but let's talk about a fucking waste of time. Like. The whole organized sports as a fucking waste of time. Like, you're spending millions of fucking dollars looking at, like, a group of, and it's very entertaining, I get it, but, like...
Not for me.
But see how that's fucked up?
Well, games are being going on from the story, like, back in, I don't know, Rome, like, gladiators, Olympics. Like, it's been, like... everybody gets very excited about it. Right now, the only thing that sucks is, like, there's not much blood on the games. But that's what we like. That's why we like the UFC so much,
I like the
UFC is the closest thing we can get from gladiators fighting.
Yeah, that's true,
pretty
man.
Cool.
Well, so I like fencing.
Oh
right?
My God. Oh yeah, that's right.
So
that's the one with the little sword. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's my type of sport.
Okay.
Where it's like one-on-one, you know who's like the master of their craft because they're gonna win, right? Whereas like football, there's so many damn rules and regulations and shit, and then people are just knocking each other out, making illegal moves. Like it's not a sport.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, my guy's bigger than yours. I'm gonna win.
Well, the strategies, I guess, from a coach perspective or a team perspective, then it is a strategy, right? Like that would be the fencing aspect of it. Like they put these teams together, they scout the right people, then they try to pair with each other.
So to like, for example, to like prove my point, the Miami Dolphins. Do you know their record?
No fucking idea.
It's shit. It's fucking shit.
Oh, I did hear.
And do you know why it's shit? Because they don't get the draft picks that they need. They have been last for the past decade. Who knows? But they have been so bad that they have been the last in the NFL. Couple years running, right? Why is that? It's not because the strategies aren't good. It's because the people that they're getting, because of this NFL draft bullshit.
Was it how did that work? The NFL draft.
So that's different. And soccer,
like when they buy players.
It's based. So they go to a draft. I'm gonna explain. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but they go to pick the players.
Okay. From their city, like you said, Florida.
No,
right?
no. So they're coming from.
Oh, you said Miami.
So that's just the Miami Dolphins. That's a team.
Okay. So they only get people from Miami.
No.
They come from all the universities.
Okay.
Universities, right?
Well, so it could be like universities. It could be anywhere. Like anyone could be a part of the draft.
It would be nice if they can only get people from their city.
That would be cool.
Because then you get people buying for another part of the state coming over here. It's like, okay, I'm from Texas playing against Texas. You know, so it's like get people from your city and let's see which city is better. Right. You know.
So the way the draft is set up now is like the worst teams get the better picks.
Yeah, if you did the worst last year.
Okay.
If you're the worst, then you get to pick first.
And you get to pick players?
Players first. But they know they think they know who are going to be the best players. So
they watching their games and they watching how they play. They watch the history. Yeah. Way before they even go to the draft, I'm pretty sure.
So there's people who are favored, like this guy is going to be good. But sometimes it doesn't work out.
A lot of times it doesn't work
out. So what you're saying is invalid then? No,
what I'm saying is like...
Yeah, because Miami's been last, so they got the first one to pick from this draft.
So how?
But they've been sucking up picking, I guess.
So how can Miami be last so many years in a row?
Well, exactly. Right. So,
but if they sucked last year, they would have been first the next day.
No. But they're all right. So, for example, their general manager right now, right? Really smart guy. You know, has been successful at this for decades. They brought him on board to try and fix this team.
Coach.
Yeah, so like the head coach.
Okay.
They brought him on board to try and fix this.
Okay.
And it hasn't worked. So like he brought the strategy. It's there. So he's making the plays, and they're bringing the team on board because they've been last for this past couple of years. So why isn't it working?
Okay, so they got to be trying different coaches to they get a good coach, because sometimes the coach is the one that makes the difference. The leader. Mm-hmm. The leader is the one that's going to take their team to the win. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they can have a have you saw the movie Little Giants? They were all little.
What?
I'm not engaging. I'm not engaging on that.
What? You haven't seen the movie? I don't know.
It's an old movie.
Can we go back to talking about video games?
I don't know about... What about Little Giants?
It's a movie that you watch when you're a kid and you're like, oh, look, the soccer team. And then they end up winning to the best team. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, but I really think it's like the leader, the coach, is the one that makes the difference. But also, you need to be able to get good players. But since in this case, they've just been... I think, like, I don't even know this team. And I'm just talking of what I just heard. But I think the coach is the one with their fault. You know, the coach is the one is not managing their team good. Did they consent, like, let's say in soccer, you have League A, and then you go to League B and League C. Is in football too. It's like, okay, so you've been last. Okay, so you got to go to V. You're not going to be playing with major leagues.
So it's that way in college football, but it's not professional. It's like there's only one NFL.
Okay, is it either NFL or is it college football?
Yeah, so you have the NFL, and then you can, like, I guess, watch college football, though it's like...
Okay, so it's not NFL A, that's the pros, and then you got V and C.
Nope.
And then the C can work all the way up to V and all the way up to A.
Right, yeah, you don't...
Well, in soccer, it's like that. Like in Argentina, they got a couple leagues. You got A, and there are only 32 teams. If one of those 32 teams loses and end up last, like Florida or Miami Dolphins, they end up last, they go to B. And that happened to River Plate. They went, and there's like River Plate's like the two best soccer teams, like River and Boca. They're like, I don't know, Barcelona, Real Madrid, like they're on top, and they would never go to League V because it's like the lower class of soccer. So the best team of Argentina went to V, and they were playing against all these like teams from the like very small leagues, and you see this team having a huge stadium,
and
it's
then like baseball, I guess.
Oh, baseball is like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like this fucking guy. There was this YouTube video that became super famous on what Elias is saying, because Argentinian people are fucking nuts when it comes to soccer. It's South American people in general, but you don't understand it. Like, you think people are sports fans here. It's not the same. Like, people cry and shit.
I lived in England for a year. I mean, I get it.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
I get it.
But there's a YouTube video that this motherfuckers taped this grandpa when the team got demoted to B. So this is one of the biggest teams ever. Like, think of like fucking, I don't know,
Barcelona or like Real Madrid going to
an American equivalent, so he understands.
Oh, Lakers. So like Lakers going to the lower class.
The New England Patriots.
Say the Patriots somehow get demoted out of the NFL, and you're a New England Patriot fan, and this motherfucker, look at this video real quick. He loses his fucking. Oh shit! It's so loud. So his cousin, the cousin of the TV, he's pissed. He's watching TV.
That's all I heard.
So he's just watching TV, and one of his,
Mamma mia.
One of his some of his family members are like filming him, and there's a penalty kick, and he's just sitting there in his little recliner, watching his team lose. So funny.
There's a lot of face palms going on.
He's chanting. He's chanting. He's just so mad. It's hilarious.
I'm really worried for his health.
Why is it so? Why is it so funny to see somebody that mad, dude?
His blood pressure.
It's so funny.
Must be like 300 over 300 right now.
So every time they do something, and I mean, this dude is just.
I love even more that he's doing it in like a sweater and khakis.
I'm crying.
Meanwhile,
he said, "I don't even want." He's saying, "I don't even want 1 or 2 passes. I don't even want 22 passes. I want you to be able to get 2 passes right." His family's starting to get worried. Dude, he must be like exhausted after every game.
I tell you what.
I just want to get to the part where he's like, they actually lose, and then he realizes they're going to the B. Have you seen this before?
Yeah, definitely.
This shit was viral, man. This guy became famous after this.
Yeah.
But talk about like some passion. What a waste of fucking time, dude. He's breaking shit.
So what happened like behind the scenes? Like why did River Plate went to B? The soccer association from Argentina. So the main guy is from the team opposite from who are like the big two rivals here in the U.S. Like on football.
Well, each team has his own here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
over there are only two. It's like River or Boca. They're like the two
in the whole country.
The most. They have the most followers. So when these two teams play, it's a huge deal. So this guy that kind of runs the whole soccer association in Argentina, there's a video saying it's like, I would send River Plate to B. So they bought absolutely every single árbitro, ¿cómo se dice? Árbitro. The one that referee. Every single referee. In order for them to have penalties, in order for them to don't be able to win any games. So that what actually happened to River. It's like there's so much mafia behind these things,
Gotcha.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses.
Well, it happened what it happened.
Well, there's a lot of fucking money and a lot of time invested on sports, and it's, to me...
I really like the World Cup. Soccer is like when you get teams from all players from Argentina, you get all players from Colombia, you get all the players from USA or from England or from Germany. That's what I kind of like. It's like, okay, they are their players. There is no like Barcelona can buy someone from Colombia, or they can buy someone from the US, and they make a good team. Yeah. I think that's what kind of... I don't know. I kind of like that thing about the World Cup. But I don't think so. It could be a waste of time. I only watch, like, for me, I only watch the good games, like the important games. I don't know. Like, I don't watch... if I watch football, like American football, I'll probably watch the good game. One good game, the final, I guess, and I watch that game, But it's not like I'm going to be watching the whole season, how they got there and things like that. It's like, just watch the final and that's it.
So, I guess, I hear you. All of this is a waste of time.
Definitely, man.
So, what do you do in your free time?
So, I work and I'm very involved with the church.
Okay.
So, I'm always...
what kind of church?
It's a non-denomination Christian.
Okay.
So, I'm very involved with the youth group there, and I work with them and hang out and call them and try to push them to, I don't know, to be better. Either they're having a bad time, they can count on me or hear them. That's pretty much it. I kind of like doing that.
Well, that's nice.
When you find a purpose in life,
mm-hmm.
and you feel like, I think my purpose is like, to be next to somebody and help them out, and if they're doing good or you see them achieve something, it's like, that makes you good. That
mm-hmm.
makes you feel good. So that's what I do on my free time.
But so you're always trying to do something with a purpose, so that you never do anything for fun. Did you?
This right here is fun.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, hanging out with friends.
Hanging out, but I feel like I still hang out with friends.
Do you like
I try. We were talking last Saturday. We were talking about habit, mm-hmm. and so we're like changing bad habit. What's like something? If you have to think about life, right? If you think about your daily life, what is a bad habit that you have that you wish you wouldn't have? Like, I need to take this out of my life because I know this is not something. Is not bringing me nothing good. I could be doing something else instead. And I came up with Netflix. Netflix is like a habit that I came in. Like, I started watching this show or this series that it was like, so I feel like I was kind of like rug into, and it was like kind of addicting. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't stop watching it. It was like, okay, watch one chapter, and then Netflix, like, you don't have to wait till the next day to watch the other one. It's like you can
just keep going.
You can just keep going. I feel like I was waking up, going to sleep, waking up, watching the same thing. It was like when I drive, I just I was listening to it, and I was like, and if I see something important, okay, this is like what's going on. And then I was like, this is such a bad habit. So how did I kind of like came out to overcome that habit, because it was like once I start watching something and it's very addictive or very attractive, like you want to keep watching the next one and the next one, because that's what they kind of do. Is like they make you want to like keep clicking play on the next episode and the next episode. I wish they have like a little thing where you can watch one chapter a day, so you won't be able to watch the next one. It's like, okay, you watch one.
That's not a good profit model.
Exactly.
No, fuck that. I want to see them all. I like that, man. I like the on-demand thing. I like being able to have all this information available. I don't have that guilt that I feel like you have guilt from like, yeah, if I watch too much, I'm wasting my time. And to a certain level, I do like, but as long as I'm working out, that's the only thing that I like. And I've been working out, and fuck you. As long as I'm working out, that's probably my biggest guilt. If I'm not working out and then I'm watching TV, I'm like, that's when I feel the worst. Yeah, I'm gonna still have a belly, you fucking cock.
I'm 35, man.
I'm 33.
33.
I mean, I'm working on it, but I work out. So like, but if I'm sitting there and like I'm playing video games all day, and then I don't work out, or if I'm playing or watching TV all day and I don't work out, that's when it gets to me. That's when
the thing is like, so we're talking about like if you want to be a success man, if you want to be somebody that lives, because sometimes you see people like online. And one of the things that was that everybody that is success in life, everybody kind of shares one thing. It's like read a book or read something, right? It doesn't matter. They had, like, oh, come join my company, whatever. I read this book. Or everybody's like, they always rich people or people that have made a lot of fortune in their life. They always recommend you to read a book or read something. So I was like, sometimes we listen to all these people giving you advice about reading and doing this, and you're like, okay, I'm wasting my time not reading. I'm wasting my time of not trying to get better. I'm wasting my time of playing video games. I'm wasting my time on something else that I could be doing to make I have a remodeling company. I'm wasting my time of I can do something, advertise my company better online instead of just being playing video games here. I can be, doing other things that would make my life way better than just watching a soccer game on TV or watching someone else making money. Like I could be
doing a podcast.
I don't mind doing a podcast because I think everything has like its level. You have to kind of level your life, like to see when you're gonna be having fun with your friends.
That's what I was gonna say.
When are you gonna be working? When are you gonna be doing this? But sometimes it's bad when you waste like too much time.
Right.
If you stay into 2 a.m., 3 a.m. playing video games and you're not getting like a good rest. So then you have like a problem there. It's not right.
It's all as a balance.
Well,
like if we decided to just do podcasts 24/7 and we quit our jobs, then it would be a problem. Unless this started making money, and that's the other thing about video games that has changed is that you can actually make money.
Yeah, but what's the percentage on that? Like out of 10 million players, how many? 10%.
With streaming,
10% will be a lot.
No, it used to be a lot worse because you had to be a professional player and you had to make money on competition.
To be a professional player, you just got to be good at it. Or you got to go to school?
so now you have to. Now with streaming and how that works, do you know how that works?
Streaming, yeah, kind of. I think. Explain.
So like now, you can get on a computer and play a video game, and if you play consistently enough, and you're decent at the game, and you have something to say, you put a camera on yourself, you share the screen, then people watch this on Twitch.
Unless you get very famous, you'll probably be making more money at McDonald's.
Well, that's the thing, but you would make the same amount that you would at McDonald's, but you're playing video games. You're right. So you could probably make a very deep...
Well, the thing is, like at McDonald's, for certain, you're getting that check. In video games, you might not get that many followers.
You only need like 3,000 followers
to make what?
I don't know how that works. I don't. But I think that and you're right.
Because sometimes they're like, "Oh shit, just to make $10." Oh, I was just playing video game. Okay, but you wasted freaking 50 hours of that week, man.
Yeah, but think about the quality of life.
Do I have to wear those sunglasses? That doctor, whatever his name is,
Dr. Disrespect. That's my man. I like them.
If I have to wear those to make money, count me
Well, think about it. If you could be at home all day playing video games, doing what? So, what do you like to do? That is there something that you like to do that you know it doesn't make you anything?
It doesn't make any money,
or it was not productive, and then do that all the time.
I hate to change the topic.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's part of the problem in society, right? Why do you have to be making money,
right,
for everything that you do?
Because we all want a Ferrari. We all want a house.
That is the problem.
But we all can't have a Ferrari, and we all can't have a house.
But we're in the United States of America, man. Best country in the world, man.
But you can't.
If you set your mind, you can have a Ferrari.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure. Well, how much is a Ferrari?
Well, if that's all you
can buy a good Ferrari for $100,000. That's not bad.
But
that's possible. That makes it possible.
If that's
man, United States, they have credit, man.
So you're telling me 100% of people in this country can get a Ferrari?
100%.
If we talk about resources, yes.
Man, if you go to the mall, there is so much out there. There's so much clothes. There's so many cars out there in the dealership. There's so many.
And how many people have those?
Well, how many people are like blind playing video games? How many people are like blind on their jobs?
No.
24/7. I really think if, like you say, 100% of the United States, I don't think so. Everybody would set their mind. Most of the people don't want a Ferrari.
So you're saying everyone in the country,
365 million people,
should set their mind to working to gain money 24/7.
To gain money?
No, we need losers.
Yeah, they will. Well, United States, okay, so all the money, in order for the United States to be rich as it is because they got all these other poor countries surrounding the United States. Well, not just
poor countries, but poor people in the country, right?
And that kind of helps the economy of the United States, to tell you the truth. So maybe.
But no, here's the thing. Here's what I say.
I don't know. There's enough money for everybody.
That's what I was going to say. There's enough resources for everybody not to be poor.
It's like if they collect all the millionaire money together, everybody can have like more than $1 million.
Well, that sounds more like a communist.
Yeah, but that's not right though. I don't agree with that though. I agree with people working for what they have.
But the resources are there. Is what I'm saying. So yes. I guess if you were to say the question, can everybody have a Ferrari? Technically, yes, but it would never happen with their current system.
Right.
But we have enough resources for everybody to have a Ferrari.
Or everybody have nice clothes, or everybody to have a nice car, or everybody to have a house.
Look at Saudi Arabia. They distribute like this oil surplus to their citizens, right?
Oh, they do?
Yeah. So like all of their citizens, like actual citizens, barely work.
Is it okay, Saudi Arabia, is that where Dubai is? Dubai? Is in Dubai?
Yeah. So like, and that's where the oil field got attacked this weekend, and like.
Oh, they did? I didn't know that. They got attacked?
Yeah. And they're saying it was probably Iran or whatever, but anyway. So like, but the point is, the citizens of Saudi Arabia get this money because Saudi Arabia is very oil rich.
UBI, baby. I've been talking about it. Universal basic income. I think it's a great idea.
What do you think?
No, I don't think it's a great idea.
Well, let's have a discussion on that.
We already had a podcast on that. But what I'm saying is, like, that makes fucking sense. But I think the millionaires sell it to you as like,
I think
the millionaires will tell you don't be a communist, and then immediately it goes away.
Now, what I like about the U.S. is like the way that you can work yourself up. Yeah. You can look. Donald Trump was just a businessman. He became the president of the United States. That's the best thing about the country. It's like you can just be anyone, and you can achieve anything that you want in life.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with equal distribution of.
No, I don't agree to equal distribution.
Why not?
I think everybody should have something to eat. Everybody should go to be able to go to the hospital.
What would Jesus say?
Equal rights,
equal distribution.
Equal distribution for. I don't think so. He would say that.
So he would be okay with rich people.
We would what?
With rich people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he would be okay.
I thought it said on the Bible that it was harder for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heavens than a camel to go through a needle or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know that one, huh?
Yeah.
See, I know that one.
But it doesn't mean like I'm going to be poor in order to like, I want to go to heaven, so I'm going to be poor.
Well, I don't know how that works.
I think there's another verse that says, if you love money more than you love God, then you're just lost.
Right.
You know, you're like, if the problem is like putting, I guess, if you believe in God, putting money on top of God.
My thing is, there shouldn't be somebody in this country or in this world that is starving when some people have so much more. Like, and that means sometimes distributing, giving them shit for free because they're starving and they can't figure it out.
We have food stamps here in the U.S.
Yeah, but not like, and then it's frowned upon, and they're like, whatever. I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense for anybody in this day and age to not have resources.
So, what would you say is like the cutoff?
I really think it's like poverty. It's just on their mind. Like, you pour in your mind. Yeah, because then you can see like poor people that have achieved a lot. Like, they were poor and they achieved a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, for example, like, to a certain level. I agree with that to a certain level because there is people in this country that I've run into that have not able to get a job or figure it out, and they are completely able, and they had papers, and they could do it, and somehow I was able to do it, and they weren't. And I don't understand.
Yeah.
But there's also you can take away, and that's to the like small. But you can also take away the fact that there is some inequality that would be nice to be able to get rid of. Like, if somebody's starving, let's help them out. Let's work.
Have you give money to someone asking for money next to the road?
No.
Okay.
So I think there's another side to this story that's never talked about, right? Whenever we discuss income inequality, it's always, well, what are the poor people doing, right? But what about the rich people? What are they doing? Look at it. These families that are born into wealth, are they doing anything to keep that wealth?
Yeah, they don't. If we're talking about hard work, right? So we value hard work.
Most of the times, like
they don't do anything.
No, most of the time the kids, they kind of learn what their father's doing, so they can keep running their company.
No, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just there.
Okay, they just got lucky, man.
No, and I'm saying, but
you're saying that because you're not that lucky kid.
No,
but if you imagine you were that lucky kid, you're like,
but I'm not equality. I'm fine. Like, I don't need the money. But for the people that do, how do you make the argument that you're not working hard enough? Look at all of these people that are working hard. They have a lot of money, right? When, in fact, there are tons of people at the top who did not work a day in their life and are sitting on vast fortunes of money because hundreds of years their families were able to accumulate that wealth. How is that fair for society? How is that good for society?
Well, how is it fair that because their family were able to accumulate it, then
somebody worked hard for their kids. If I work hard for my kid, I want my kid to be able to enjoy it.
Right, but I think
so. Somebody sweat their forehead or they sweat their ass off in order to accumulate all that money. So because everything kind of started from zero, whatever it is. If you accumulate money, if you make your company success, then you want your kids to have that. So is that unfair? Well, his past generation have worked very hard for that kid to be like that.
No, and that's
so fine. Imagine taking away that from that guy. That would be so unfair. Imagine taking something that you that worked for, taking it away from you.
No, and that's fine. But when you have somebody, when you're talking about somebody having nothing, not enough to eat or to feel like a human, right? And then somebody having yachts and 3 or 4 houses and like just distributing that a little bit. I mean, they're still gonna have more. Their families still work harder for that. I mean, I don't think it would even affect anybody really to like if the government distribute $1,000 a month. In my opinion, right? I don't know how that works, but I feel like there's got to be a way in which you can make that happen, and it would help. And it's not really taking away the wealth from the guy. You're still gonna keep it. You're still gonna have your yacht and your mansion and all that stuff. We're just talking about like there's enough resources that shouldn't really happen. Like there should be a guy that doesn't have, enough money to pay for rent and has to live on the streets. That doesn't make sense to me in this day and age. But
and the answer can always be you didn't work hard enough.
Yeah,
right. In some cases,
well, sometimes you get unlucky, man. Sometimes
and you can get a break.
$1,000 would be a nice break for so many people. But at the other, I don't know. That was very hard to make that decision. Just give.
It's
money.
Not gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure it's not. But I think it's just. I think the people makes the difference.
You can hear that.
Yeah, I like hearing.
Oh, okay.
I think the people makes the difference. If you look, if you don't have nothing to eat, you can. I don't know. I see a lot of Mexicans behind Lowe's.
They just work.
And Home Depot, waiting for somebody to pick them up and go to work. That's it starting. If I have nothing to eat, nothing to do, okay, I'm gonna go over there, get somebody to pick me up, pay me for my day, pay me for the day of work.
But that's a
There's
point.
no reason for you to have nothing to eat, or if you're I don't know. Sometimes I see people asking for money, and you see them oh my God, he can walk, he can move his hand, he can think, he can talk, and they're just holding a sign. You can go over there behind Home Depot, put it, and make some money, but sometimes that's not the problem.
So I have a little bit more of a perspective in this because I come from a family where my dad owns a landscaping company, right?
Okay.
And he employed a lot of these. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but frequently employed people from Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever, Mexicans, right? Mexican nationals, and one of them in particular, I'm gonna anonymize him. We'll just call him Jose, right?
That's racist. Can we call him Jonathan?
What would be an appropriate name?
Can we call him Jonathan?
Miguel Angelo.
Can we call him Michelangelo? Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just gonna call him Jose. So, but anyway, so I worked with him on every summer, right? Because I would work every summer in landscaping with my dad and so forth. And he got a wage that was, I don't know exactly what it was, but it had to have been around what I was paid, $10 an hour or whatever it was. And he was using that to support his entire family, which encompassed himself, his wife, and his children. I think he had 3 or 4.
Here in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm. Children. And, one day we went to where he was living, and it really was shocking. I mean, we're talking about probably a 10 by 10 box somewhere. Not a very big place for 6 people.
Damn.
To live.
6,
including his children. Yep. And he was working his ass off every single day. And he didn't have time to better himself or to get education or to get a better job. He was just doing whatever he could to get by and to provide for his family. And what happened? Well, we worked together for, I would say, 6-7 years. And then his health started going downhill. Well, in landscaping, when your health goes downhill and you can't work, you don't get paid. My dad had to fire him. What do you think happened to his family? I don't know.
Damn, man, you didn't check on them, you asshole. I'm
sure
they're
but how would you check? Because he didn't have a cell phone. He didn't have a computer, right?
Well, at that point, what do you think about that, Elias? That's what I mean. There needs to be something that helps you out a little bit.
Well, if you start... Well, you talking about those $1,000?
I'm saying,
there should be there something.
Well, what could this fucking guy done different?
Well, he was probably... he probably not an American citizen.
Yeah.
And he probably went back to Mexico. And that's one of the options.
But what do you think he could have done differently to prevent that?
Sometimes you see people. This is something that happened. This is something I saw on somebody. So I don't know. Maybe he got his savings. Sometimes people live in a box so they don't have to pay for rent. You know.
No, but this guy has 6 kids, and he was getting paid $10 an hour. There's really nothing he could have saved.
I think 4 kids, but
6 people.
Yeah.
Why
I don't know.
Work?
Sometimes.
Why do you have so many kids? That's the problem. He had too many kids.
Well, they couldn't afford birth control.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's true.
Yeah, that could be.
Just do it in the ass. Just kidding.
Not for good Christian people.
True. What is he cracking up about? He's fucking losing. Yeah, I don't know, man. That sucks. That bummed me out, man. Poor guy, man. I wonder, can we call Jose? What the fuck is he doing? God.
I just said he didn't have a cell phone, motherfucker.
Yeah, let's find him out.
How are you gonna call him?
He probably has a Facebook by now.
I don't know.
You search for Jose, everything comes up. Well, that's not even his
real
real
we're
name.
Just gonna assume that Jose's doing really good, right?
We're gonna assume Jose's dead and all his family's dead somewhere in Mexico. They try to make
I think your dad
would have like a better point.
Fucking Jose, dude. I can't sleep.
I think
I think you cannot fire somebody because he's sick. You gotta like continue paying them till they get better.
It's an at-will state, so like you can fire anyone for any time you want. So
it must be nice.
But I mean, at that point, wouldn't you do the same thing? Like if you owned a landscaping company,
you're not gonna keep him
definitely. Yeah, you help till you can't help anymore.
You know what he didn't? He needed to be part of a community that would help him.
Mm-hmm. What community is that?
Well, you get like a let's say if you
the United States of America.
Well, he wasn't part of.
Well, you get was he free Medicaid? You get Medicaid.
Well, he wasn't. He didn't have papers. I'm assuming. So he's fucked. He needed to go to.
Well, he still can apply. He have 4 kids. One of them gotta be like an American.
Yeah, but
one
so
of them.
What?
So the Medicaid, he can get something just because his kids is in America.
Oh shit! Did you tell him about that?
He just fired him. Never saw him again.
What am I supposed to tell?
His dad was like, "You tell him."
Robert, did you make sure Jose didn't die and his children didn't die as well?
Hey, Robert, go tell Jose we don't want him to work here anymore.
I really think y'all are missing the point here.
Hey, could you? Hey, I remember I imagine your dad like, "Hey, Jose, Robert, come here. You know Jose, he's been really weak, man. The motherfucker. What does he have diarrhea every day? Like he can barely do anything. Go tell him he can't work here anymore." And then Robert goes, "Jose, I don't know how to tell you." And he's like, "Hey, Robert, how are you? Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy to work here. I got 6 kids."
That's not what happened. First of all, it's one of those things where it's just like. You okay?
Sorry, I'm choking.
Joking or you joking?
It's one of those things where he worked until he couldn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just
my scenario was funny.
Oh my god, that scenario is horrible, man.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, I don't think that's necessarily unique. Like, that happens every day.
Yeah. So that's why you got to prepare yourself. It can it happened to you, Martin. What happened? You get fired. You're paying for this house. Then you gotta figure it out something.
Yeah.
That happened to America. What? No, 90% of the Americans, 70 or 80% of them are they in debt for a house. If they lose their job, sometimes they live pay by paycheck by paycheck.
I would be in a better situation than Jose though, because I could go get another job.
Well, but if your health declined.
Yeah, how about you break your leg?
Another example, so I work for a law firm, and I was talking to a guy yesterday who has ALS, which is like Lou Gehrig's disease, where
you can't move.
Right. Basically, like, it's a progressive disorder where you, like, first you may start, like, tripping and falling, and then, like, a couple months down the line, you may just be completely paralyzed. You can't move.
Okay.
Nothing, right?
Can he talk?
No.
Eventually you can't.
So he talks with the computer? like putting letters and
So
stuff.
I remember my aunt. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So this man was working last year. Now he can only move part of his left hand. That's it. He cannot talk. He can barely breathe. So what protects that guy? Because this guy is not 65, so he can't rely on Medicare. He can't rely on Social Security.
So you work on the law firm.
He works there.
With that?
Well, I can't disclose the.
No. I'm just saying, like when,
no,
for example,
he's suing somebody. He's trying to get some money somehow.
No, the insurance. There's no insurance for that.
Yeah, but he didn't have insurance. Like what happened?
Yeah, so like there's
sometimes like you 30. You're like you don't worry. I'm not gonna get sick. I don't get insurance. So should I get a? I don't know. So sometimes you don't think about it.
He was contacting us on a different matter. So like he wasn't trying to get.
Oh, he didn't work there. I thought he worked there.
No, not at the law firm. I'm sorry. He did not work at the law firm.
Oh, I thought he worked there.
No. He worked for a different company. He just contacted the law firm for a different situation and blah, blah, blah. But I was talking to this guy through his computer because, like, he has to, like, type it in and whatever happens. Kind of like Stephen Hawking, I think.
Yeah.
But,
Stephen Hawking died.
Yeah, we know that.
I'm very sad about that. But anyway, so I can't even imagine because like this guy was working full time last year, and then boom, just like that.
Yeah. Well, that happened to Devin.
Well, he got
Remember, he got like a back problem that he wasn't able to move.
But he got caught from Verizon before that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they caught we all worked at Verizon, and they just eliminated the position, and then he just went to Colombia and fucked around, and then he hurt his back.
And then he was,
How did he hurt his back?
Like he wasn't able to work or do anything because.
Oh yeah, he hurt his back. He couldn't even move. He was like messing with the motorcycle, and he like leaned it over, and he didn't think much of it. And like for some reason that leaned over, like something got tweaked, and he went through a whole like. I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time where he could like barely move. Dude.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, like he couldn't even like sleep, crying. Then he finally got better, and then went to Colombia and hung out, and then he came back and then got hurt again.
What's up with Colombia? Man? What's in Colombia?
What brought him to Colombia?
Oh, just so my parents were in town, and he came over here, and you know how people say like, "Hey, you should come over." They told him that, and he took it. He's like, okay,
he took it seriously.
He ended up. He had the time of his life. So my aunt runs the Spanish department in the University of Colombia, in Cali. So she's the foreign exchange student type of thing. So they have a program in which people all over the world come, and they learn.
Hey, hook a brother up.
You can come. It's like I don't think it's very expensive because the exchange is actually, I think it's like $1,000 for 3 months, and is everything paid. You go over there, hang out.
I got that in the bank right now.
Nice. I have to clear my bank account, but I got it.
I got credit.
And you go out there for 3 months and you learn Spanish. They take you through Colombia. They do all this like. They take you to like different restaurants. They make you taste different food. You get to taste different types of men. What? Scratch that. We'll edit that out. But yeah, no, it was a good experience for him, I guess. But yeah, we're here. It is back.
Yeah. So he found a way to kind of like make money without have to like move or anything by the currency, changing currencies.
Man, I think that was a fucking hoax, man.
No, but I think he was making.
Did he make money?
Yeah. He was making at least 120,
he was
150. He was doing penny like.
He was exchanging cyber currencies. What is it called?
Bitcoin.
Not just Bitcoin is a type of it. There's many different types.
Ethereum.
Yeah, but what is the name of it all? Cryptocurrencies.
No, he wasn't doing. He was changing dollars versus Canadian money.
But it was crypto. That's what it was.
No, it was not crypto.
I'm pretty sure. But anyways, yeah, he was just exchanging different coins online.
So he kind of learned that by just because he wasn't able to move or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna find a way to make money from home without being able to, without having.
Yeah, I mean, and I get what you're saying. Where there's a will, there's a way, but there's also a time in which somebody's just gonna.
Yeah.
You can't move.
I know, definitely. They should have programs where they can get people to help. Like Jose, man. I feel bad about Jose, but there should be a program that help Jose out. Like when you're like down on the floor, you're like, okay, we're gonna help you out now. I guess you fucked up, or you screwed up. You should have thought about before having 4 kids, or before getting married.
You just do it in the ass.
I'm just saying.
Is that what Jesus would have said?
I don't know what Jesus would have said.
On that note, let's finish the podcast out. It's an hour. We can do another one. This has been fun, guys. Follow us on Instagram. I got an Instagram account. What's the name of it? Can you guys look it up real quick?
MosquitoNinja.com.
No, the Instagram one. The Instagram is.
What is a mosquito ninja?
Instagram. Look it up. I put a number at the end, and I can't figure it out. I forgot what it was. Oh, there we go. It's Smart Stupid Stuff, but then there's.
I think I'm already following you.
Yeah,
I'm already following.
So follow us on Instagram. It's called Smart Stupid Stuff 86. So it's Smart _Stupid _Stuff 86.
Is that the year of your birth?
Actually, that is my year.
What is it?
86. Smart 86? Stupid Stuff 86.
86, and what other 2 numbers? Say another 2 numbers.
10.
Okay, so it's 8610, his credit card code.
My what?
Your
my
PIN.
Oh, no.
He uses the same code for everything, man.
It's funny. It's actually more simple than that. Well, let's not talk about that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So, follow us on Instagram, guys. Also, if you want to see us live, we are on Twitch. I've been using my personal account, which is Mosquito Ninja 7. So it's twitch.tv/Mosquito Ninja 7. If you guys want to watch us live, we do it every Wednesday around 7 to 9 o'clock is when we're going to be on.
Don't worry, we won't suck your.
Exactly. There will be no blood suction. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.